Warriors, welcome back to Gods of Alliance. If you're here, it means you want power, knowledge, and control over the battlefield. This is not luck, this is strategy. Let's break the game together. Warriors, today we finally talk about something many players have been waiting for. A new season, new cosmetics, new relics, a new Titan, and potentially a major shift for some heroes that many players may have ignored for far too long. This is the Awakened Magic season, and today we break down everything we currently know, because there is actually quite a lot happening here. First things first, this season immediately feels different, not because of one single thing, but because almost every major addition touches completely different areas of the game. We have a new Elarite Titan, we have new relics, we have skins, we have Cascade with history changes, and perhaps most interesting, there are hints that some existing stories inside Hero Wars may finally start evolving. That alone already makes this season feel more important than many previous ones. And visually, this season looks absolutely beautiful, very magical, very fantasy-focused, very heavily centered around awakening powers and mystical energy, which fits perfectly considering what is coming. But of course, everyone wants to know the same thing. Who is Orm? Warriors, meet Orm, the second Elarite Titan. And already that alone creates many questions, because right now, we simply do not know enough. We know Orm joins the Elarite family. We know visually this Titan looks completely different from what we already have. And we know players immediately started asking, will Elarites finally become something bigger? Or is this simply another Titan added without changing much? Right now, too early to know. And realistically, that is probably the correct approach. Do not overhype. Do not underestimate. Wait, test, observe. Because sometimes Titans completely change expectations after release. Sometimes they do not. For now, Orm remains one of the biggest mysteries of this season. And perhaps that is exactly what makes him exciting. But Warriors, this season may actually be more dangerous because of something else. Relics. Because relics can completely transform heroes. And this season, two heroes receive them, Cascade and Satori. Let us start with Cascade. This is huge, because Cascade already became one of the most interesting heroes since released. Control, disruption, annoyance, energy manipulation. Cascade already had tools. Now, things may become even crazier. A relic usually means one thing: more investment, more scaling, more reasons for players to finally build the hero seriously. And what makes this even more interesting? Cascade is not only receiving a relic, Cascade is also receiving a skin, or a skin plus, which means this season clearly puts a huge spotlight on this hero. And Warriors, when Hero Wars starts pushing multiple upgrades into the same character, usually there is a reason. Maybe meta, maybe story, maybe future content. Something is happening around Cascade. Now, Satori. This one may create even bigger reactions, because Satori players have waited for a long time. And now, finally, a relic arrives. Satori has always been one of those heroes capable of absolutely destroying teams under the correct conditions. Massive punishment, foxfire scaling, huge magic damage. The problem? Modern metas sometimes became too fast, too aggressive, too explosive. Could relics change that? Maybe. Could relics make him even more dangerous? Absolutely. And whenever older heroes receive modern upgrades, you should pay attention, because sometimes they return much stronger than expected. Could be interesting. Now, Warriors, let us talk about something everybody loves: skins. Because visually, this season looks incredible. And yes, we already know which heroes receive them: Satori, Somna, Miu, Cascade. And immediately, some things already feel familiar. Because unfortunately, one skin usually goes into seer, which means, yes, prepare yourselves. Another skin arrives through everyone's favorite source of emotional damage. Another skin enters the season pass. And the remaining two? Event-based. But right now, dates remain unknown. And perhaps the biggest question, who receives Skin Plus? We still do not know. That remains one of the biggest mysteries. Now visually, these skins look fantastic. Satori immediately stands out. The colors work perfectly. Very magical, very mystical, very fox energy. Immediately, this skin feels like something many Satori players will want immediately. And a second Skin Plus on Satori could be very interesting. Then we have Somna, and once again, very thematic, very elegant, very fantasy-focused. It fits perfectly with Somna's identity. Miu may actually be one of my favorites visually. The colors, the parasol, the magical cloud, everything works together beautifully. It immediately feels like something unique. And then, Cascade. And this is where things become interesting again. Because remember, Cascade receives relic, Cascade receives skin, or Skin Plus. And now there are already small hints suggesting something around the character itself may change. Story? Lore? Future content? We simply do not know. But clearly, Hero Wars wants players looking at Cascade. That much feels obvious. So Warriors, what do we conclude from all this? A new Titan arrives. The second Elarite joins the battlefield. Will Orm change everything? Maybe. Maybe not. We need testing. We need gameplay. We need time. Cascade receives enormous attention this season. Relic, skin, possible story developments. Satori finally receives new tools. Somna gets even further. Let us hope for good stats on the new skin. Miu, great looking skin. More support for a recent hero that already got her spot on many teams. And visually, this may actually become one of the best looking seasons we had recently. Right now, we have answers. But we also have many questions. And Warriors, sometimes that is exactly what makes new seasons exciting. For now, these are the major things coming very soon. And trust me, the moment more information appears, we break everything down together. Warriors, this is how we play the game. Not randomly, not blindly, with knowledge, with precision, with control. We don't build randomly. We build with intention. Master the mechanics. Control the fight. Let's break the game together.